When I was 9 or 10 years old, I had an experience in my backyard that has become very memorable for me today. I've never forgotten it. I was with my friend Jay, my next door neighbor, and we were out looking up a tree when we saw a cocoon in that tree. And I immediately went into what I was learning in science class in the 4th grade, how we were talking about butterflies and the transformation when a caterpillar turns into a butterfly, and that thing in that cocoon was about to be transformed. Well, we took the cocoon down from the tree, put it on the blacktop of our driveway, and we just decided to watch. And I said, Jay, what you're about to watch is amazing, you know. Well, there we were sitting there for minute after minute after minute, and nothing's going on. It's just taken a long time. So after about 10 minutes, I finally decide I'm going to help the process. So I very gently reached down and I kind of pried open, just slightly, that cocoon, and a leg popped out. We both were elated for a few seconds, but then nothing happened for another 5 or 10 minutes, and I decided, well, I need to help him again. And so I reached down a second and I pulled it just a little bit further open. I was just wanting to help the little guy. And this happened again and again and again until finally the opening to the cocoon was so wide that the creature could come out. The problem was, that's exactly what came out. It was a creature, not a beautiful butterfly. I had so opened the mouth of that cocoon that he had not gone through the process he needed to go through to climb out on his own. Well, when he climbed out, he was this dark and deformed creature, as I mentioned, that never really flew, and I think he died by the end of the day. Now, I know this is a horrible story, but I've thought to myself, what a snapshot that is of what so often we're doing with our kids today as moms and dads, and sometimes as educators. We're helping the little guy. I mean, think back to that episode. I had the notion I was helping that little guy. I was making life a little bit better for him by making the mouth of that cocoon wider and wider. But in the end, I wasn't helping him at all. You know this. Those butterflies need the struggle to fight their way out of the cocoon to be strong enough so that they can fly. Bingo. That's exactly what I'm saying. And while nobody listening to this disagrees with the point I'm making, so oftentimes we as parents, I have 2 kids of my own, have been guilty of helping our kids, over-functioning sometimes in our home. We've heard for 15 years about the helicopter parent and the different damaging parenting styles, but in the new expanded, updated version of the IY book, I talk about other parenting styles that are very often never spoken about. And in this book, I begin to talk about the fact that we parents just have a hard time seeing what we're doing. In fact, in one nationwide survey, parents in America gave themselves the grade of an A or a B in their own parenting skills. Get this, they gave their neighbor a D. Does that not end it all right there? I mean, we have a hard time seeing flaws in the mirror. We can certainly see them in our neighbor. But my point is this, sometimes we're not watching what we're doing. We're parenting for the moment, not for long term. We're forgetting the fact that we're raising a future adult, not just a child. And the goal shouldn't be happiness. That's a byproduct. So in this chapter, let me just give you a little bit of a taste of it. I talk about the karaoke parent. Now, you know what karaoke is, right? A karaoke bar is where we go down to that place and we sing like Barry Manilow back in 1974. Well, the karaoke parent is the parent that wants to sound like their child, look like their child, talk like their child, dress like their child. They want to be a buddy. In fact, they're more concentrated on being a pal rather than a parent. And wanting to stay cool, they never offer the guidance and direction they really need. Another style that I talk about is the dry cleaner parent. You know what a dry cleaner does, right? You take your clothes down to the dry cleaner, you drop them off and say, I've messed this shirt up, can you clean it and press it, get it back to me by Friday? Well, this is the parent that wants to drop their child off at the school or the youth group or the Boys and Girls Club or whatever it is because, you know, I need help here. And we do need help. But sometimes we second or delegate the very responsibility that we have been given in our own children. We are the primary mentors for these kids. And so in this chapter, I really elaborate. And again, in this expanded version, I go through ideas that will help us become better leaders in our home, where the journey begins. So we're not delegating to a teacher or a coach the job of helping our kids become good adults. Far too often I hear college students say, oh, my mom is like my PA, my personal assistant, or my dad is like my agent. Those are not the roles we're supposed to play. I believe just as your child needs to change as they grow up, we need to change our parenting styles as our kids grow up. This chapter is all about that.